this week at Bungie, we've got a server rollback, some brand new content coming forward, and even some confirmations of some of the things that we're going to be engaging in the future. What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and tonight is January 30th, 2020, a Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for another issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. And this week, we've got quite a few things to talk about. In particular, the Empyrean Foundation has been data mined, but also has been given a healthy amount of detail in this week's blog. It's going to be the main attraction this week. Of course, earlier in the week when update 2.7.1 went live, of course, a lot of things on the PC side of the platform game got data mined, pointing out to a lot of future content, including the potential return, I say potential with air quotes there, of a very specific game mode. But let's just go ahead and dive on into things. First things first this week, if you logged into Destiny 2 on Tuesday, shortly after the update went live, you might have noticed that your Glimmer and your Infusion resources were a little bit lower than you might have remembered. Yeah, Bungie basically made a gigantic oopsie and accidentally robbed the entire player base of those materials. So they wound up having to do a server rollback in order to get players their materials back. This is a bit of a momentous occasion. I think it's the first full character rollback in Destiny's history. And while the glitch itself was hilarious, I am glad Bungie was able to move swiftly on this one. So hopefully by now your wallet should be none the lighter. But let's move on into what's going to be coming next week. The Empyrean Foundation. We're finally learning about what this activity/community event is going to be all about. Here's what the TWAB had to say. Next week, the Empyrean Foundation rebuild effort begins. Saint 14 will ask all Guardians to contribute to building a beacon that will be a foundation for things to come next season. The Tower Obelisk will be the focal point of this event, so make sure you have it unlocked and ready to go, as it's going to have some hefty benefits to take advantage of. Players will need to come together and contribute resources towards a common goal. To participate, players can donate their Fractaline using the Tower Obelisk. The event will have 7 stages, each requiring increasing amounts of Fractaline to progress through. There will also be a hologram at the Tower Obelisk where you'll be able to track the community's progress in-game. So right there, I want to take a moment to talk about this. We're learning a bit more, of course, about the Foundation itself. It's turning out to be much more of a community challenge than I think really anybody would have initially pegged it for. Of course, a lot of this stuff got data mined in previous weeks. In particular, we know that there's a secret emblem in Triumph tied to donating your polarized Fractaline towards the Empyrean Foundation. And earlier this week, of course, the data mine showed that the thing we're building towards is, of course, spoiler mode activated, the Lighthouse. Concluding in the ultimate return of Trials of Osiris. That's supposedly coming in next season's Season of the Worthy. All of this came from a data mine, like I said earlier, from the PC files of the game and is seemingly corroborated here in this week's TWAB. Really exciting stuff there. Spoiler mode over. Let's get back to reading this. Now, of course, we aren't going to ask you to fork over your hard-earned Fractaline without providing some benefits. Here's what's in it for you. Contributing to the Empyrean Foundation costs 100 polarized Fractaline. Contributing generates a 25% flat progression for all time-lost weapon bounties in your inventory, meaning that just turning in your polarized Fractaline is going to give you progression towards completing your weapon bounties. So you can just sit there and turn in Fractaline and complete weapon bounties to farm up the perfect sidearm. Your Tower Obelisk will generate polarized Fractaline for you each week, equivalent to its resonance power. And you can increase its resonance power by upgrading other planetary obelisks. Finally, players who donate more than 5,000 polarized Fractaline before the end of the season will earn a Triumph and a brand new emblem. And right there, that explains the gist of what the Empyrean Foundation is going to be. And I love it. This is a massive community challenge here. I love that we're going to be able to actually track the community's progress by heading to the Tower Obelisk and checking things there. That is a fantastic change here. It seems like Bungie's kind of tying together a lot of the things they've learned, like from the old community challenge we had back in September, with the new system of the obelisk, which I've got to say, I also love what they're doing here. I love that contributing here gives you a flat percentage increase towards the completion of any of the time-lost weapon bounties you currently have in your inventory. So just participating and turning in that polarized fractal line is going to get you tangible rewards in-game. And they're even rewarding players who have been loyal enough throughout the Season of Dawn to go ahead and max out the obelisks that they have on other planets. They talk about the resonance of the tower obelisk being tied to the upgrades that other planetary obelisks have already reached. This is a great way to both incentivize people to go back and plant in those obelisks and, do the bounties, get the polarized fractal line and upgrade those things. And it's also a fantastic way to reward the people who've already spent the time and effort doing so. Great work all around on this, Bungie. This is what I want to see more of when it comes to community events. But we're not done here. We've got a bit more to talk about. Everyone in the community will also receive a shader when all stages are completed. Here's a look at community goals for the 7 stages we'll have to complete throughout the Empyrean Foundation. Stage 1 is going to be met at 400 million total fractal line. Stage 2 at 700 million. And Stage 3 at 1,200,000,000 total fractal line deposited. And then, of course, we've got unknown goals for stages 4 through 7. That's an awful lot of fractal line. And I am 100% sure that the numbers here are ridiculous because of how quickly we went through the previous community challenge with the escalation protocol back on Mars. Anyways, they finished it up by saying everyone is welcome to contribute. This event will be available to all Destiny 2 players and doesn't require the season pass. You can start prepping this week by stockpiling fractal line and making sure that your tower obelisk is powered up and ready to go. So there we go. That's the Empyrean Foundation. That's what we'll be doing to power up our obelisk, and that's the goal we'll be working towards. Now, they talk about a specific shader that can be achieved when all stages are completed. We actually know exactly what that shader is. It's titled Lighthouse Sun. And you can actually see it within the game's files itself over on any of the Destiny 2 databasing websites. We will, of course, have a link to the light.gg page for this down in the comment section below if you want to go check out any of that kind of stuff. Again, just another gigantic hint at what's going to be returning in the following season of content. Overall, I really like the way Empyrean Foundation sounds. It looks like it's going to be a pretty cool community event, and I cannot wait to absolutely crush it with mass amounts of fractal line. But that's not the only thing we have to talk about this week. Additionally, Twitch Prime rewards have gone live for Destiny 2. Bungie announced recently that they're teaming up with Twitch Prime to deliver in-game rewards to Destiny 2 players with an active Amazon Prime membership. They're planning to have 6 monthly drops, with each drop containing 4 different rewards. And you can see here what the rewards are for this month. The first gear drops are live and will be available until February 25th. They include the Suros Regime Auto Rifle, the Kudaman Ornament, the Skyline Flipside Exotic Ghost Shell, and the Unsecured Outcry Exotic Ship, showing you that these Prime rewards are going to contain not only exotic weapons, but also Eververse items. And if you'd like to see a full list of the rewards that we'll be able to earn via Twitch Prime over the next 6 months, we've got a great picture of everything that's going to be in there right here. Me, personally, I'm most excited about the Burnout Sparrow coming back in this. Burnout is one of my favorite sparrows in the game. I have it on the console version of the game, but I missed out on it here on PC. So I'm glad I'm finally going to be able to get it by picking up some of these Twitch Prime rewards. So if you're a Twitch Prime member, head over to the website linked down in the description box below, link your Destiny 2 account to your Twitch Prime, and you will receive these rewards from Amanda Holiday. She's going to be the new Twitch Prime vendor. Then you too will be able to enjoy these free exotic rewards for the next 6 months. But alright Guardians, that is pretty much it for the biggest bits of news to drop in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. Empyrean Foundation is going live next Tuesday. So make sure you Guardians are up to date and ready with your tower obelisk. But that's it for the news, and those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Empyrean Foundation as a community event? Do you like the way it's kind of set up and the rewards that you'll be able to get from it? If you've delved deep into the data mined information about what's going to be coming next season, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about us rebuilding the lighthouse and returning with Trials of Osiris? Be sure to sound off down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But alright, that is it for this one, Guardians. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.